you know what kind of NFT to invest in? It's not that simple. And a lot of times you see in the media, different projects are being sold for so much money, and you wonder, how can we know where to invest and what is the best that is going to work for us? Now, we know that demand always drives the cost for something, but what drives demand? How do you actually create the demand? Or what exactly is that demand means? So first of all, before you start thinking about a project, understand what is the story of that project. What is the purpose behind that NFT? The more people are connected to that project, the higher the demand will be. And you want to make sure that investing into a project that has a story that resonates with you and has a real purpose behind it and a real story that people will get connected to and stay for a long time. We want to make sure there's no just a PFP, it's the profile picture. There's no just 10 pieces from an item that is not interesting anyone, but you want to make sure that people are actually involved and interested in that project because of the story behind it. So what makes actually a good story? A good story is an educational one. Stories can bring value and teach something that is new. Entertaining, a lot of NFTs that are based on entertainment, and people are getting together around it because it's very entertaining and engaging them and keeps them excited for what's coming next. And of course, emotional involvement. It is very, very important to make the audience feel and resonate and connect with your product if you're selling, or with the story of the product. So make sure that if you feel that you had a feeling when you dived into that project, if you felt happy when you saw that project, if you felt sad or emotional, if you were shocked by it, or even if it made you angry, any emotion that this project created to you, it probably created to other people. And that drives community together. And we're going to talk about communities in just a minute. Now, another thing is, when you are diving into buying a project, you want to make sure that you understand who is the team that build that project. Who are the people behind that? First of all, are they doxed? What is doxed? Doxed means, do they have a presence online? Can you review their history? Can you read about them somewhere? Are they real people? We don't want to invest in projects where we don't know who the people behind it. It is very important to understand, are these people real? Are these people well connected? Are these people, it could be also a random person, doesn't have to be a well connected person, but you want to make sure you understand who's that person. And on 2022, and I'm sure John spoke about it a lot, and you spoke about it in this summit as well, to have branding online, it's the main core and the main key that you want to have, special when you're on the NFT industry. And you want to make sure that people will actually see and get to know you when they are buying your project. So therefore, we have a lot of platforms where we can utilize to bring your branding out, but make sure you do it if you are selling. When we talk about sell, now we're talking about collecting. So make sure that the team is doxed, and make sure that you know exactly who they are. Also, sometimes, having a famous person on the team can help a lot. And I can give you an example for Snoop Dogg. Okay, now Snoop Dogg has minted his own collection for 10,000 NFTs that has been sold out on March last month. And he also sold out $44 million worth of Stashbox NFTs in 5 days, just last February. And he has been involved in the NFT space for a long, long time, and he's very knowledgeable and legit to invest in. So when you see a project that is being led by someone like that, you would probably want to dive in and be part of it. Okay, he is doxed for sure. But saying that, you have to be careful, because sometimes influencers just create a lot of buzz around a project because they have been paid for it. And the floor price that goes up when they're talking about it might goes immediately down a week after or a few days after, when this celebrity got paid and moved on to the next project. So if someone is famous, it doesn't mean that that's where you need to invest in. You want to make sure that this famous guy has a really knowledgeable background on NFTs or on crypto, and he's really, really involved, just like the example that I just gave it to you. Okay, so another thing is that you want to know what type of NFT you are buying. So there are a lot of types of NFTs, and we're not always connected to all of it. But I know that old cards collections might have higher value as Pokemon, and there's so many examples out there for elder collections, and a lot of times elder collections of things getting higher value on the market. So you want to know what type um, of NFT to invest in. Another thing, you want to make sure that this kind of NFT has a utility. Now, what is a utility? Utility could be anything that benefits the person who has bought that NFT. It could be, for example, Coachella, right? There is a festival named Coachella. They have issued their next tickets as NFTs into the festival. So now when you're buying an NFT of Coachella, you can actually enter all of their festivals or all of their events without even need to buy a ticket, because that is your ticket. And you can also resell it to someone else for even a higher price, even make a profit on it, and someone else can actually reuse that NFT. So that's just an example. You can create also membership for courses. You can create tickets for shows. And I'll give you another great example, which is from Gary Vee. I don't know if you guys have heard of, but Gary Vee is a very big advocate, and digital marketing person since I remember myself, since like 16, 17 years ago. I've been already following this guy. He's an amazing advocate for NFTs, and he is creating the Fly Fish Club restaurants that will be open in 2023. And what he actually created is a place where people can actually get membership to that club of restaurants with an NFT. So if you want to go to his restaurants, you will have to buy an NFT, which is kind of a token that enable you to dine into and to eat in that restaurant that he owns. He's going to open it in New York, and it should be really a big hit. Also, Flyfish permits token owners to lease their token to other people as well. So people can not only eat there and enjoy this utility of that project, but they can actually make money of it. They can listen to other people to dine in that restaurant as well. So those are all the things that you have to look into when you're actually thinking about diving into an NFT project and invest in it. Also try to understand what is the roadmap. Okay, roadmap is kind of the strategy plan that the project has, and it means that he lays down milestones, and it's kind of the future plans of this community of this project. It is very important to understand what's the plans of this project. Every project has different plans. Some wants to create gamification, some wants to give profits to the community in a specific matter. You have to really learn and understand that. Another thing is checking the community. Community is a basic thing on every platform, every NFT project. I'm sorry. So when you have an NFT project, you want to make sure you understand who is the community behind it. Who are the people who are actually having conversations if it's in the Telegram groups, on the Discord groups, on the WhatsApp groups, on whatever, we're on the Twitter DM group. I know that I'm part of a lot of those kind of communities where you can actually feel the community vibe. And if you feel the community is very active, is very pushing, is very driven to that project, then you know that this project worth a lot, and you want to make sure you invest in it into the long term. So I haven't been invested in a lot of projects that are actually community driven. Not even, it's not even about the art itself. It's about the vibe behind this community is so hot and it's so high that people will definitely keep on driving it, and the value will go up, as it is in a lot of projects.